This is going to be a message for the sign of Pisces. Pisces messages are timeless, so when you see them is when you're meant to hear them. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Also, please don't forget to hit the post notification bell so you can get alerts when my videos are posted. Pisces, if you're new to my platform, welcome. Please hit that subscription button. It would totally mean the world to me. Alright, so it is 4:06 a.m. I've been woke approximately about 45 minutes now. Alright, and so when I first woke up, it was almost like I had forgot something, right? And I don't know what that feeling was, other than the fact that my brain was saying, um, like you forgot about them. You forgot about, what was happening. You forgot about these people, right? And so it was almost as if like now people that, either you used to care about or people that you should care about, for some reason you don't. It's like whatever feelings or emotions you had behind, or for the people, it's over, right? But there's like a pull that's happening, and people can feel you getting further and further away, right? So they're trying to do whatever it is they can do to try to will you back in, to pull you back into. The word I want to use, because I keep hearing fishnet, right? Like they want to pull you back into this fishnet. So the fishnet could be like, the Pisces collective or something, right? But it keeps giving, hey Miss Kelly, it keeps giving like invisible strings. So it could be like the collective, I guess. But say like there's a group of people, whatever, and everybody is swimming in one direction, right? Because they telling you like, oh, meet up, we gonna meet up here, or this is the school, because like Pisces would be like swimming in a school of fish. You know how fish is like a lot of them, right? Um, but somehow the signal that's going out is kind of, the frequency is not the frequency that you're on. Somehow you got on a different frequency than everybody else, right? And so all the other fish are looking at you swim in a different direction. They like, why why is, she swimming in that direction? Why Miss Kelly swimming in a different direction than everybody else? Um, Miss Kelly, because you know that that's not the right direction for you. You're being called to a different location, a different place, a different area, right, than everybody else. But they're telling you, the school of fish is all calling you because they're saying we're supposed to go this way. We're supposed to go this way. And you like, nah, that's not the direction. Like y'all can go that way, but I know that whatever is happening, I'm supposed to go this way. I'm not supposed to, because you're not the same as them. You may have the same stripes, you may have the same zodiac, you may have the same birth month, birth year, birth whatever, whatever, whatever. You may have the same DNA as these people. You may have the same lineage, same background, same whatever, but somehow your frequency has now changed, right? And these people want you to go with them. You like, nah, that's not for me. So then everybody starts to try to, say, uh, everybody starts to say, you're different, or something's wrong with you, or let me think how to explain this, because I need to make sure that it's right. Um, it's almost like they need you to go the way that they're going, because you are the key to whatever, you know what I'm saying, is taking place, right? But your key don't fit their doors. Your key belongs to somewhere else, because your frequency is way different, even though y'all come from the same place, same location, same, you know, whatever, right? And you keep hearing this frequency, and this frequency is calling you. It's like pulsing, right? And so you know this is the way that you got to go. But you also know that the direction that they're all going in is wrong. But wrong for you, because their direction is their direction. It's wrong for you, so you're not doing that. But they're all calling you. They're saying, this is where all the glitter is, this is where all the gold is, this is where all the lights are, this is where all the, you know all the superficial um bullshit, right? And y'all know I teach y'all on this channel at like Earth School. You're meant to be wealthy. You're meant to be, it's just like a certain energy that embodies you, right? Then there's the energy of somebody that feels like they're upset. They're upset because they don't want you to have whatever, because it's giving me like a golden ring. All right, it's a golden ring, and you're about to go through the golden ring. They're about to go through the silver ring. um their ring is where they're supposed to be going, because that's the frequency that they're hearing, so that's the direction. But so it's given like somebody minding business that's not theirs, basically, because that's what it would be. Their frequency is pulling them, but they're looking back, they're looking behind them, because why are you swimming in the opposite direction? Why don't you want to come where we are? Why don't you want to um do what we're doing? Why do you have to go against the grain? So right now it would be like the equivalent of, like, I'm in Georgia right now, right? So Georgia is officially 4:14 right now. California is 3 hours behind us. So um it would be 1 o'clock there, right? So just imagine that the whole entire collective lived on in California, and you are in your location. Like I said, I'm in Georgia. So at this point, you might still be feeling some of the energy, because of course it will be 1 o'clock there. That might be the prime either going out time, or the prime, oh, we're woke, we're partying, yada yada yada. Meanwhile, it's 4 o'clock to you, so you would be asleep, right? But because the energy is so big, you're awake, because you feel the energy. You still are tied to this, but the frequency is now off, right? Whatever, because it's given manipulation also. Like, whatever the frequency is has been tampered with. Um, it's no longer something that either you want to listen to or you want to involve yourself in. Okay. Um, Miss Kelly, I can't see you. So long story short, because that's the vibe, right? Something is different for you than it is for everybody else. Um, but that's fine. That is cool. it's cool for you because it's almost like, okay, you know how to maneuver, um you know how
But
to do
that's
what you need to
fine.
do
That
by
is cool.
yourself. Let me see, Miss Kelly. Miss Oh, hey Kevin, how you doing? Hey Monica. Monica said ATL home sweet home, period. Um Trying to catch you on Facebook and TikTok. Yup. Fair enough. I learned the hard way. I didn't like it. I had to try it and know it. Okay. Um so something is happening right now, a change and a transformation for, the person or the people who are not traveling in the same direction of this school of fish. Um you're going towards the gold ring, they're going towards the silver ring. Your frequency is not their frequency anymore. Whatever the circumstances that are happening right now to you or for you or surrounding you don't feel like the word they keep using is surreal. The word keeps coming up. So it's like a dream. It's like it's not real, but it is real. It's way different than, because somebody can't imagine, why would you want to go this direction? Why would you want to not be involved with all the whatever this is? And for some reason it's mentioning, like everything that's happening with Diddy right now. When the parties were being thrown, everybody was, oh, they want to be invited to the party, they want to be invited to the party. But if they knew what was happening at the party, or if they knew, what was going to happen later, the consequences of the party, then they wouldn't have done that. They would have chose better. It's like when people don't realize, or when people fear something being exposed or something, then they try to make better choices. But it's like leaving everybody to their own devices. But somehow your frequency automatically knows that whatever's happening over there, you don't want to be a part of it. You don't want to be a part of it because you don't want to be dragged into it. You don't want to you don't want to be a part of the group. So I wake up and I'm like, okay, I forgot something, because the people, the plan, whatever is going on. But I feel like the word I hear right now is social climbing. Like the school of fish is social climbing. But mind you, you are the place where everybody wants to be. It's weird because maybe you feel like social climbing is not important to you. It is so much more that's involved in this. And the other thing that I hear is you're being set apart. You're being set apart for a reason. Um, and the glitz and the glamour and everything that looks good don't necessarily mean that it's good, because it's secret stuff that is happening that once it gets exposed, or once it comes out, or once the information gets leaked, people aren't going to be proud of the choices that they made. Um, and you know how people will double down. They know they fucked up, right? They know they fucked up, but they stand on it because they don't want nobody to think that, oh, I could have been wrong in this situation, or um and I also hear like, I told you so. Like, they don't want to hear a person saying that I told you so. So I'm gonna double down on, the bullshit. Like, I'm gonna try to make it seem better than what it is. When in Pisces, you may be having a little bit of a, struggle, a little bit of a this, a little bit of a that, but you're just gonna go through it because it's there's power in numbers. So when there's a school of fish, it looks like, it's big, and it's, that's the place that these are the cool kids. This is where it's lonely when, or that's what they try to say, but you may not feel even lonely or neglected or abandoned in a situation at all, period. You're just doing what you got to do. And it makes it harder for you because you're doing it by yourself, but it's going to be best for you to do it by yourself. Um, for some reason, I also hear if you do the crime, you do the time. Um, so if you get caught up in a situation, or if you allow these people to drag you into, their bullshit, then you got caught in the net as well. Meanwhile, because there is a net, there is a snare, there is a trap, and you don't get caught in a trap because you didn't feed into the narrative of, oh, if you're not gaining, or because people for some reason feel like just because they're getting what they call is a blessing, everything that you are given, even if it makes your life easier, sometimes don't necessarily, easier don't mean better. um and somebody will say, "Oh, well, I'm getting blessed, this, that, and the third," but technically, it was all a trap. It was all a, they may have the money, or they may have the this, or they may have the that, whatever it is they deem successful to them, because all these people are superficial, right? And all you just wanted was peace. All you just wanted was a little bit of privacy. All you just wanted was, for some reason I hear the word sanctuary. Um, it didn't matter to you about the circles or the influence or whatever it was that this other school of fish was trying to get you involved in. And so you got name called or bullied or all of this stuff, but the people were trying to like puppeteer behind the scenes, pull the strings. Because they wanted you to feel like you were missing out, to have FOMO, fear of missing out, because it's shiny over here. It's, it's all the people. It's all the this. It's all whatever this shit is. But you don't find no interest in that. Like, you find interest in other stuff. And so it would even be like learning. So all of these people congregate to, like the mystery schools and the this and the that. And, we have knowledge of this, that, and the third. But it's almost like the corruption. So I told y'all one, and this is an example. I told y'all um, about the, being Muslim and this, that, and the third, right? I don't know why God, that was even a thing, because I'm not a religious anything, right? I don't like the religions. I don't like the just follow this, and this is, I don't like any of that. To me, I feel like whether or not I get into this place or that place, heaven or hell, it is going to be because of what I wanted to do, right? And so when I had to walk down that pathway, I'm asking God, why do you want me over here with these people? Meanwhile, I don't like these people, and I don't like the other people, the Christian folks on the other side, right? And everybody can do what they want to do. But why would you put me in this holding spot, right? And then there was rules that came along with it. You can't do this and you can't do that, and again, I'm gonna listen and I'm gonna do what I need to do. But when it came to even learning certain things, I'm being told not to. I'm restricted on certain things until I choose to either get married or some of that, or something of that nature, right? Meanwhile, I'm not choosing to be married right now. You know what I mean? I'm choosing to kind of adventure and figure it out for myself. And not that I'm kind of maybe just in the pattern of figuring out for me what I want, because it's been so long in life that I've been doing everything for everybody, right? Just people, right? And so now it's me dealing with myself, which I'm having an issue right now that I am trying to cut and get away from the handlers and things of that nature, right? Because I don't like the energy that is being given. And then people will say, I don't have an energy. You do have an energy, and I just don't want it around me. And it's okay for you to have an energy, but your energy is not my energy. And so it's like putting up a force field, right? So in the process of that, when I was going through that phase, and still some of the phase, still going through that, God, the thing that I kept getting is, I don't want you to have bad behavior. So not having bad behavior would be, there's different types of Christians, right? So there's Seventh-day Adventist, there's Baptist, there's Pentecostal, there's what you call them people, apathetic or whatever the hell. Okay, so you got all them. They all believe and do different things, but it's under Christianity, right? So in the Muslim community, there's Islam, there's the I think, no, there's, what are they, 5 percenters, Nation of Islam, Sufi, and all these different things, right? So I'm not allowed, I was not allowed to commingle with any of these people, right? And I'm not allowed to commingle with any of these people until I'm married, because my husband, whatever my husband is my husband is supposed to teach me, right? Cool. You know what I mean? That's cool. I get it, right? Because I don't want you to have bad behavior. I don't want you to have to be able to break any um lessons or anything that anybody has taught you. So you are designed for this man, for this particular man, right? Cool. So I was having this conversation with a person, and I told them that, right? And mind you, I never told anybody that. I told y'all at one point in time, but I never just pointed it out to make it clear. I think I said it, but it kind of it's one of those things when I tell y'all, people will tell y'all stuff and it goes right over top of your head, and people will say, um, "Oh, I didn't know that." Well, I said it, right. It was a very long time ago when I was first glitching and just saying whatever the fuck I was saying. Um, so now, oh, I see you, Miss Kelly. But yeah, whatever them people is, right? So now, you get in a different direction, because after that, it's cool, to be married and this, that, and the third, but it's also even more of a blessing to know yourself, know thyself, right? And so the more I know thyself, the more I dislike the environment, right? And the people. And I'm not a big I want to congregate person. So that kind of leaves me at a disadvantage, because I don't like being in groups. I don't like being around a whole lot of people. Um, I don't want to be where it's, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I don't need to be at the party. I done did enough partying, and I don't need to be at the the society event. I don't need to be, because those things don't they don't resonate with my spirit. And so now there's an elevation. So when I told y'all, look at the dark side, there's this, that, and the third. The things that they're showing you, there's also a flip side of that. There's also the light side of that. And I asked the universe, I said, if this is happening on this side, I don't want to be distracted or pulled down or weighed down by whatever that is. But a lot of people are being sucked into the society where it is, you got to be a go along to get along ass bitch in order to prevail, or you know uh be able to get away from the thing. But then there's people that are being put in position to try to hold you back, because, or try to get you to redirect you in this way, because these people don't really like for you to be a trendsetter. These people don't like for, they don't want nobody else thinking that it's cool for them to go their own direction, because you would have to think the school of fish is swimming this way. You're going this way. If people start to think for themselves, people going to be, it's going to be fish swimming all types of different directions and this, that, and the third. That might mess up, the, what's the word, the fluidity of whatever the collective conscious mind or mindset or whatever you're disrupting. I could potentially be disrupting the whole ecosystem by choosing to not go that way. But it's not important, it should not be important to these people or these other fish, but somehow your journey, your pathway is affecting other people because you're making different choices, and it should not, it should not. That would be the equivalent of, what you eat don't make me fat, what you eat don't make me shit. But somehow what you eat is causing these people chaos, because these people are traumatized. They don't want you to be right. So it would be like, okay, I let all the other fish swim in one direction, and they don't realize that there's a fisherman's net down there, right? And so now this whole school of fish gets caught in this thing, and you went the other way. But the leader of whoever was in the front of that, that's the way they led them. They led them to the slaughter, because that's what I keep hearing, like leading people to the slaughter. And you don't get caught up in that because you wasn't tricked, you wasn't blinded by, the lights, you wasn't blinded by the money, you wasn't blinded by social climbing and things of that nature. You stuck to the frequency, you heard the message that the universe was sending out, and the universe, it was trying to tell everybody, um that's not the direction. But meanwhile, back at band camp, this is what everybody was doing, because this is what everybody was conditioned to do. You're conditioned to uh eat, sleep, work, repeat. Eat, sleep, work, repeat the cycle. um Social climbing. Oh, it looks good. I got a Bentley. I got a Maybach. I got a Lamborghini. I got a whatever, 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 whatever. And you're saying, I like what I like. Mind you, you could say, I don't need any of that. Like, you could be, having the same exact amount of money, or wealth, or, success, but they don't see it like that, because why do you not do what we do? Why do you not care about what we care about? Why do you not worship the way we worship? Why do you not want to, behave the way that we behave, right? I mean, it's like a cookie cutter version. It's like you move into the neighborhood. Okay, so we all have to be in the same exact neighborhood, but meanwhile, you want to be off in a field some fucking where, but they want you to move behind the gated neighborhood with all the, oh, it looks like this, that, and the third, because they're stuck on appearances and you're not. And so it was just given like, keep going in that direction, keep going in the way that you're going, because when you do that, when you finally realize where you are, and you are in the middle of, a whole 100-acre field, and your house is just there, and it's just you, and everything looks the way you perceived it in your brain, the long driveway with the, trees on the side or whatever, and it lights up and it does all these things, and that's where you chose. And then on the flip side of that, everybody else is in, behind the gated community, all the big nice houses, but they all look the same. They're maybe 30 feet of space between each one. It's like, what do you call it? It's like, for some reason I hear the word seamless. It's like cohesion, I guess. So it's like people wanting to keep you in the same. ballpark arranges them, but then when they, and it's cool because that's the way they are, right? And so everything is, beautiful, high society over there. Everybody lives in a gated community. We meet on Thursday, they drink and this, that, and the third, and do whatever it is they doing. Vegetable smoothies and shit like that or whatever, because everybody is so worried about what everybody else is doing. And then somebody ventures out, one of the fish ventures out, right? And they're like, oh, we like the community, this, that, and third, but you still have friends in that. And then the one of the fish escape, and they come to find you, like Finding Nemo or something. And then when they get over there, they realize, like, oh shit, you went in a different direction. You didn't choose what we chose. We labeled you as, the sick one, or the crazy one, or the whatever they labeled you as. And then another fish comes and, to visit you, and they like, oh shit, you have this, or you know what I mean, you didn't go the way that we went, and this is what you chose. And everybody kept saying you were I hear the word recluse. Everybody kept saying you were a recluse or something. And now we see that you chose, the mountains. Okay, we can put it there because for some reason it's given like a monk, like going to the mountains and in solitude. But then when they get up in the mountains, they realize, like, oh shit, it's not bad up here. It's like, I seen a thing the other day, and a person, the house looked like a shack, right, on the outside. But when they did the tour, this shit is big as fuck and on the inside. So the outside matches the community, but the inside looks like a fucking mansion. And it's like, so it looks one way on the outside because you don't want the people knowing that what you got on the inside, because then they gonna come rob you. You know what I'm saying? So the outside looks like whatever, but that's not really what it is. When I think the caption was, never judge a book by its cover. Never judge a book by its cover. So a person may seem like um they I don't know what the word is. They are because I hear obsolete. And so that's what a person would be saying, like, you're obsolete, null and void, this, that, and the third. Or maybe you might be thinking the same thing about them. Because it could be vice versa. They may think that about you, you may think that about them, but you have, the first thing is, it's a mind of your own. And then I hear the song, INDEPENDENC. Do you know what that means? She got her own house, she got her own car, something, something, something. Meanwhile, you don't care. You don't care about that. Um, Morals and values could be important to you, but not to these people, because they're gonna do whatever it is that they could do to, get a dollar, or um, try to the level up in whatever way that they have. But the whole entire time, these people are putting people in your way to try to trip you up, to try to get you to think that their way is better than your way, and that what you're doing is less than, or lower than what they're doing. But if you follow them, you're going to be led to the slaughter. So have your own mind. Don't care when other people are moving in this way, when they look like they're celebrating, because everything is all good. They're only showing you, they're never going to show you the bad part, because these people have an image to uphold. You may not care about whatever it is that other people are looking at, because it's almost, and then the thing that I hear is like, it's Pharaoh, like when god hardened Pharaoh's heart, right? So God made you a specific way that even if you tried to, you couldn't do what these people are doing, or you will never want to do what these people are doing, because God made it so you would not be that way. God is making it so you will always stand out. God is making it so that you will always navigate differently from what these people, and eventually, even if it's not being shown right now, it will be shown that the way that you did it was the way that it needed to be done for you, and the way that they did it is the way it needs to be done for them. And people have to kind of stop trying to think that just because something worked for them, that it'll work for everybody, because that's not the way that it goes. Everybody has their own pathway. People will try to pull you into their bullshit. They will try to make you seem like, it's like what I say about the people who I'm gonna show you how to get $1 million. Meanwhile, they never had $1 million. So they fake it till they make it. Now I can tell you how I made $1 million. I've done that. I can tell you how I did it. But also that doesn't necessarily mean that it's gonna work for you the same way that it worked for me. But I'm only going to tell you from the standpoint of the fact that I did it. But there's people that are right now, social media, this, that, and the third. Their whole entire goal is to tell you how to do something. But meanwhile, you're their test. If they can convince you that, they did it, you're going to follow them. You're going to give them money. You're going to be the way that they make their $1 million. So I can get up and I can do a TED talk based off the fact that, you know, this is what we're going to do. You got to wake up every morning. You got to do your manifestations. You got to do your, you got to do your affirmations. You got to do your, prayer. You got to do your this, that, and third. It's a like following a technique that, will eventually work. But there's things that you have to do. There's things that each person will do differently in between there, right? And so if it works, okay, so I'm gonna just say this, because I think this is where what also I stand out from other people. So this may be the thing. I'm not gonna convince you of nothing that I haven't done. I will do it myself. I will take the failure first, and I will try it myself, and then I'll tell you. I'm not gonna try to convince you of something that I'm doing while I'm doing it to make you think that I know what I'm doing, and I don't. But this is what the people do. So me, I'll do it myself, and if I fail, then okay, I'll figure it out again. I'll because there's no such thing as failure. It's trial and error. If you fail at something, meaning you try something, it didn't work, do it again. If you have passion for it, but now you know what did wrong the first time, and don't do it again. Do it differently. Um, so the other day, I was trying to do, I was doing detoxing, right? And so one of the things that kept coming up was like the onion peel method, putting onions in your socks, right? And although you're going to smell like, in your room going to smell crazy, but I noticed that I felt better after I did it. So there was like a tension that was in my body that I couldn't shake, right? Couldn't get rid of. And I'm like, what the fuck? So that was what was coming up. Now a person can't say or can't tell me, okay, well, that doesn't work, because I know for a fact that it works, because when I woke up the next day, my whole body felt different. It was almost like whatever was happening, the onion actually pulled it out of my body. Somebody would say, well, maybe you was going to feel better this and the third. I can almost promise you that I already knew that I wasn't. But when I did the remedy, it worked. And herbalists and old school uh hey Kim, hold on, does that say Kim? That says KLV. Hey KLV says LOL. Put an onion, she put an onion around her door. So nobody can't tell you that certain things don't work. It may not work for somebody else, but it worked for me. So now I would tell somebody, okay, well, I know I felt like this, and then I did this, and then this helped. But I'm not gonna say, oh well, do this, and I know that it's gonna work. Meanwhile, you're just my test dummy. And there's a lot of that actually happening right now. So people will have larger groups than you. People will have, different connections than you. Does that make them better? No. No, it don't. People will have different support groups than you. People will have, you know, different. It's just different. It still don't make it better. And just because something looks like one thing don't necessarily make it actually that. So that's all I got to say. Literally, it's, I don't know why the fuck I, the time is what, trips me out all the time, because I'm like, y'all do realize I like sleep, right? So why the fuck are y'all waking me up with bullshit? Like I forgot something or I'm forgetting people. Forget them. Like, let people do what they like. I don't want to stop nobody from doing nothing that they want to do. If there's a soul tie, or a soul connection, or a soul anything that's happening, and a person is pulling one way and I'm pulling the other, please just let everybody go the way that they want to go, because at the end of the day, I'm never going to be, like I said, a go along to get along ass bitch. I'm never going in anybody else's direction just because I want to just be like, oh, like I don't want to do that. And it's getting probably worse, based off the fact that, you know, because I'm still in negotiation and talk with God about this. Because you mean to tell me you just want me to, get involved with whoever this person may be, and they're supposed to teach me, yada yada yada, and which is cool. But if I don't like it, then what, God? Because I'm not gonna stay nowhere that I don't want to be. I'm not gonna stay nowhere that forces me to um, be under another person's mind or thought. I have my own. And if God didn't want me using it, then why the hell would you have given it to me? You should have just gave me their brain and then call it a day. But since you didn't and I have my own, then that also means that I'm going to do what I want to do. And I don't know, for anybody else, and I'm not trying to, think for anybody else. Like, think for yourself. Why would anybody want that? Like, it's almost like people want you to be mindless, or people get mad because you have a thought or an actual real brain, or somebody figures out that you could potentially be smarter than them, and uh they don't like that. And isn't life about growing? I thought that when we talk about earth school and things of that nature, like, it's about growing. Every failure is not a failure, it's a lesson. um every win is not a win, it's a lesson. Because a person may think that they winning, and then fuck around and find out that after they done did everything that they did, then they see where they are, and then it's not what they wanted. And have you ever gotten something that you wanted and then didn't want it after you got it? You're damn right. And I'm sure I'm not the only person. At the time, you thought that's what you wanted. At the time, that's what felt right. But the more I start to, kind of tap into really the me of me, I don't have to follow nobody else's laws or rules. I don't have to, listen to. It's funny how a lot of the shit that I ended up knowing, I literally heard from the universe. I didn't have to go look it up, or, this, that, or third. But it's also funny how people will teach you from a standpoint of lost and stolen knowledge, hidden history, and they will take it as facts. But my body says don't listen to that and don't believe that, and I'll be right. Meanwhile, they put it in a book, and then all of a sudden, guess what's happening? Now the world is exposing the fact that they done lied to you, and through you, for so long. They wrote this shit down in a book, and it was all nothing but lies. And then people will stand on that, and they will say, oh well, this is what's written in this book. Now y'all learn, y'all finally coming to the conclusion that these people done lied. They wrote it to manipulate, but somehow your body should have told you that wasn't right. It was like having some discernment. And people will be mad at you for having discernment. People will be mad at you for having the gift of discernment to know that they're not right. Nothing that they're doing, even the words that's coming out of their fucking mouth, be all nothing but lies. And they'll be mad at you because you saw right through everything that was already happening. You saw through the textbook lies, you saw through the people lying, you see through the whole system of lies. And then they'll be saying, well, you didn't go to school for this, or you didn't. Bitch, you went to school and all they did was teach you a bunch of lies. How did you sit there and not feel like your body was telling you that what they were saying was not right? Your body was telling you to get up and walk away and leave. Your body was telling you not to be in the presence of these people, but because these people looked like they had it all together, they spoke like they had it all together, you perceived that they had it all together. No, they were using you. It's like even a scenario like of church and things of that nature. You will go to some of the churches, and not all of them, because there are some people who actually invest into their people, right? But you'll go to some of the churches and everybody else is broken down, this, that, and the third, and put all their money into it, into this building, into this person. And meanwhile, when your family dies or you need them, then all of a sudden they're nowhere to be found. They will tell you, you can't bury your family at this place, or we can't hold a wake of this or nothing. But mind you, you done gave these people every freaking dime. And I ain't saying nothing about nobody, so do what you want. But I've heard this story multiple times. These people poured into this building, and then when this person passes away, they can't even have their funeral there because it's going to disrupt something in the building. Well, I thought I was a part of this group. Then you finally realize when you need them, you're really not a part of the group. You were just necessary to help them get propelled to the next phase or where they wanted to be in life. You were a stepping stone for them. You're pouring into them. You're helping them. And meanwhile, they don't help you. They won't even help you. They didn't help you in life, and they damn sure not going to help you in death. Now, how do you put all of your money into a situation, into a place, into a situation, or with people, and they don't want to bury you? That's crazy. So it's almost like you see through the BS. Like you can hear the lies, or the truth, even in a sentence, or it's like, because I keep saying it over and over again. And once this happens to y'all, like, I don't know how many of y'all do this, but I know that it's happening with me. It's almost like somebody will tell you something and you'll listen to whatever it is, but then you see the other side of that. Because remember when I told y'all, when one thing is happening, so is the other. When one thing is happening, so is the other. Um, so again, back to, with the Diddy thing. When that's happening and they're saying that this is what was going on, it could get worse. It gets worser, because then there's another evil, another level of evil. But then there's also levels of good that are, showing themselves to be true in the world. People want you to be afraid to venture out. People want you to be afraid to think outside the box. People want you to be afraid to, not follow what is cool. You don't have no reason to be afraid. God didn't give you a spirit of fear. Like, and furthermore, if you're here to learn, that means learning is also exploration. You have to, go through some stuff, good, bad, ugly, or indifferent. You have to go through some stuff in order to learn. And where you are now will not be, where you will be 6 days from now, 32 days from now, a year from now, 5 years from now. Your life, your circumstances, your situation could change in a blink of an eye, right? And I also have noticed one of the other things, like when people get to certain levels and things of that nature, and stuff starts to get hard for them, or they start to suffer trials and tribulations and things of that nature, these people have something in them that it's like either embarrassment or it's pride or it's something, that if these people suffer a setback, it's almost like the worst thing to them, that they will try to take themselves out, because they would rather not be here than to have to, let the world see that they have gone through something, or they have fallen off the pedestal that they created for themselves, or that the air that they have around them could potentially be tainted. So some people will never ever know how it feels to have to, either work your way out of something, hustle your way out of something, manipulate your way out of something. And I don't mean manipulate in a bad way, I mean just the movement of a thing. Um, to get yourself out of a certain situation, because they are so used to being here that they will, if it starts to take a decline or anything else, then they will jump off a bridge before they, let y'all see that I'm human and I can fail, or I can, excel. And like, why do you care? And if it's earth school, the wins and the failures are lessons for other people, even for yourself. So if you achieve the ultimate, hey, I done made it, to whatever success level you deem to think is, what you want it to be, and something happens, there's a lesson in it. You can always do it again. The only thing that is, final is you basically taking yourself out of a situation and not trying again. That's the only thing that is final. And sometimes people don't realize we be our own worst enemies, because we have what other people have, the perception of what other people have in their brain about us, and we want to always live up to that, to the tune of we will hurt ourselves to try to, stay in this position, instead of just saying that's just not the position. That's not the position that I want to play. I don't want to play that position. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be that. And I saw this thing, and it was talking about how it was, I think it's Funny Mike, on TikTok, and he said he don't like the people that say money isn't everything, because um if something happens to you, you can't, take yourself on vacation. He said if something happens to him, then he could take himself on vacation, yada yada yada. But I think a person don't realize, because once upon a time I said this, right? And this is where money isn't everything. Because I said this one time. And the reason why I said it was because I was in a position, um, a good position, right? And then the person that I was with at the time was, a bit of a manipulator, a liar, a cheater, right? A bum, right? Not all the way to the full extent. This person had good money qualities, but sometimes, and in the position that I was in, even the money wasn't worth me staying in the presence of that person. Like, my peace was more important than the fucking money. And so that's where I came into the position. So I think that people need to watch what they say when they're saying it, or there's a, not watch what they say. There's a perspective that maybe, or that a person might not have when they say something, and somebody else may have a different perspective. So to me, I know you need, that it's a necessity, because this is what this world works off of, right? This is what this system works off of. So of course and I'm not telling nobody ever, because I don't believe that God will want you to be broke or in poverty or anything. I don't believe that. I believe God wants you to be as wealthy as, you wish to be, right? Um, but also what I do know is when things start to take a turn and all we have is just money, it ain't worth it to me. And that's where a person's morals and values come into play. Because ain't no fucking way I'm gonna sit in, around, under anybody because of money, when I know that we are not in alignment, um, and you are corrupting my fucking peace. The money ain't worth it. If I gotta belittle myself, or if I got to make them my light, you know, for money, it's not worth it. If I gotta put on a smile for some people that I despise for some money, no thank you. You can keep it. It's not worth it. So whereas I will make my own way, and this is where some people will say you. I had a person one time tell me that I was too independent. Like, how the fuck is there a thing where you're too independent? That don't make any sense. And the reason why a lot of people, when people try to tell you that you're too independent, you didn't already came to the conclusion that you already know that some of these people are not trustworthy. If you're a trustworthy person, a person will know to that they can count on you, they can rely on you. Gotta watch what you say. I don't know why I can't read what you said, but my eyes ain't adjusting to that. Just in a state of toleration. Yes, tolerating some shit just because they have money. Like, I'm not gonna be around no nigga that oh, he got money, so. But meanwhile, every time you get around this person, your energy is fucked up. That's not worth it to me. This person got billions of dollars, and literally, this person got billions of dollars, and you stay around the person for what they're gonna give you. Meanwhile, this person is also tearing you down in the process. Your energy is fucking depleted. This person, your spirit ain't right around this person, but the people are staying because of the money. Like, that's not fucking worth it to me. I'd rather my spirit be at peace. There's this thing with the girls right now talking about they rather cry in a Bugatti than, bitch, guess what? I'd rather figure out how to get it on my own than to even have to even worry about that. And what the fuck is a Bugatti? Bitch, to me, it's a fucking, like, a car is, it's just weird. It's weird how this place works. It's weird how the people think. And to me, that's not, like, I don't need to be accepted by them. I accept myself. And when you accept yourself, you become so much more wealthier than these people. Because ain't no way, yeah, morals and values are important. So definitely make sure you are in alignment with some things, because and be mindful. Just because it looks cool over there, God pulling you in a different direction. Like, y'all, if y'all don't do nothing, like nothing, and you don't gotta listen to nothing that I say. Follow what your spirit is telling you. Follow what the universe is trying to tell you. Just because a person may have more friends, a person may, have more schooling, a person may have uh more whatever monetary shit than you. Don't let these people make you think that you are less than. You're being tapped into your DNA, you being tapped into the universe is worth way more than what the fuck these people got going on right here, right now. I promise you. And if you listen to that, if you listen to what, like, how your body responds when the universe is talking to you, I promise y'all will not regret nothing about your journey, nothing about your pathway, and stop looking at these people, because again, these people be dead. These people be dead on the inside because they had to go through so much, they tolerate so much shit to be in these places. Like, why? So I'm so very much looking forward to seeing the other side of whatever that is, because I don't want to look at that. And it's almost like I said, it's like you're forgetting um the further you get away from them, the further you get away from whatever this society is trying to put out to make you feel like this is what you need, these are the people, these are the cool kids, and you're not a cool kid. You don't even realize that the cool kids are watching you. The fucking cool kids are watching you. That's why they know so much about your business. I told y'all earlier in the other live that a guy told me nobody was watching my content, but meanwhile, this person is telling me how I look, how they think I feel about something about a relationship that, they know nothing about. This person don't know nothing about me because I don't know this person. All this person knows is anything that I got on the internet and that I say. But they told me that nobody's watching, but meanwhile, this person is watching me like a fucking hawk and I don't know them. So the people that claim that they're so much better than you are watching you. Why? If they had it all together, like if I know I got everything, I'm not even paying attention to them. If I know I got it all together, ain't no reason why I need to look at nobody else and try to criticize somebody else's life or what they doing because I'm minding my own fucking business. So there's no way anybody's going to convince me that you're having a good time or a good life if you way focused over somewhere else that y'all think is fucked up. Like it keeps being the spells that people try to cast over you to try to make you think that you are doing something wrong, but why are they watching you if they're doing it all right? It makes no sense. Stop letting people try to convince you that they know more than you know about your own life. And whatever they deem to think that you are not doing properly, why the fuck are you watching anyway? Mind your fucking business. That's it, that's all. But either way, people do what they want to do, and that's, human nature. But do what your spirit is calling you to do. If y'all don't listen to nothing else, do what your spirit is telling you to do and stop letting these people con you into thinking that they know more about life than you do. So, I love y'all. That's the message. Hopefully it helps, and walk your pathway. Your pathway, if they're telling you to go in a different direction than what everybody else is going, believe in that. Just because people look like they have more, just because people look like they got it all together, don't mean they fucking do. They're just better probably at, trying to portray it, put it out there, but I don't know, why that's even a thing. So, that's it, that's all. I love you more. Hey, Aaron. Hey, beautiful Aaron. Love you. Thank you for being here. All right, y'all. So, that's what I got for y'all, and yeah, I'll talk to y'all. I'll see you when I see you.